Promotion is the prize on offer here tonight in Bronte country. The prize at stake for the Dewsbury Rams. If they can win here at Cougar Park tonight, they will be champions. But they're up against a Keighley side with their own promotion ambitions. Dewsbury hoping to go up tonight as champions of Cooperative Championship 1. As you can see, the table shows that Dewsbury have a 100% record. Played 14, won 14 so far. Just 4 games to go, including tonight's. And Keighley have to win if they are to deny Dewsbury automatic promotion. If Keighley fail, then they will play off for the second automatic promotion place alongside York, Oldham, Blackpool, Hunslet and Swinton, who currently make up the other playoff places in Championship 1. Well, Keighley have had a break. They haven't played for a couple of weeks, so they are unchanged since their last outing, which was a victory over Oldham 2 weeks ago. The only absentee for them is Craig Brown, who has a hand injury. So Keighley have George Rayner at fullback, Lee Maples, Dan Potter, Daley Williams, Gavin Duffy, John Presley and Danny Jones. The forwards, Andy Schickel, James Feather, Scott Law, Will Cartledge, Oliver Purseglove and Carl Hughes. Feather, the captain for Keighley Cougars. And on the bench, Jermaine Ray, Brendan Rawlins, Greg Nicholson and Ryan Benjafield. And the coach, well, he was threatening to do a Schumacher tonight, Barry Eaton, coming back to steer his side round the park, but he's decided to remain on the bench and coach his side from there. The Dewsbury Rams unchanged from their last outing last weekend, which coincidentally was a win over Oldham. The one change is on the bench, where Liam Crawley comes in for Chris Grice. So at fullback it's Lee Lingard, then it's Bryn Powell, Alex Bretherton, Kane Aparti, Chris Spur, Patrick Walker and Liam Finn. And on the bench, Keegan Hurst, Mike Emmett, Adam Robinson, Rob Spicer, Andy Bostock and Adam Hayes, the captain of the side. And on the bench, Ryan Smith, Taron Wildy, Liam Crawley and James Lockwood. And the coach is Warren Jowett. Well, the Keighley Cougars have really been working hard to drum up interest in this game, but you really don't need to work too hard to drum up interest for that lady. That is Sue Dodds, who is watching her 1006th consecutive Keighley Cougars game. She hasn't missed a match, home or away, since 1979, and that is a remarkable performance. And before then, she was a regular as well. Only missed 1 game in the 3 years before that. That is what you call a loyal supporter. Plenty of loyal supporters here to cheer on the Dewsbury Rams as they take the field, and those supporters hoping that their side can wrap up promotion and the Championship 1 title here tonight. But the Thunderbirds are go at the other end of the field for the Keighley Cougars, because the Cougars know that they have to win this one if they are to take the battle for promotion another step further, the battle for automatic promotion, that is. The Cougars hoping to avoid going into the playoff scenario. They would like to go up automatically as well, but they've got their work cut out if they are to deny the Dewsbury Rams that. Beaten already on Sky, in fact, by the Dewsbury Rams, and beaten comprehensively as well it was at the Tetley Stadium. So the Cougars motivated by that and motivated by the fact that they know they can hold up Dewsbury's promotion bandwagon here tonight. Beautiful evening here in Bronte territory. We had the Haworth Brass Band earlier on. Can Dewsbury Rams hit the heights here tonight? Let's join the commentary team. Phil Clark, Barry McDermott, first of all, Ben Pro.
Ronnie Lawton is tonight's match referee. The champagne on ice then for Dewsbury, because victory tonight will secure that Cooperative Championship 1 title. The Rams have yet to lose a league game this season, but for Keighley an unbeaten home record is on the line, and they need the 3 points themselves as the battle to secure pole position in the playoffs goes to the wire. And it's Dewsbury in possession first of all. It was Lingard who took the kick-off. Keighley immediately in the faces in the shape there of Carl Hughes. Dewsbury with the first possession then. It was Mike Emmett who got the ball away, and a solid tackle first up by Law there. Working to this short side with a party. It's Law in there again with some good defensive work for Keighley Cougars. Hughes in there as well. If Party plays the ball, that's Emmett. Now it's Finn, for whom a lot of the good things come from this Dewsbury side, Liam Finn. And Finn with the kick, central position, and in that central channel is Rayner. Traps the ball and starts this set now for Keighley Cougars.
A very encouraging start to this game for the Keighley side. They were physically outplayed when they met Dewsbury back in June, and I think that the fact that they've met their opponents here now with some aggression in the first 6 tackles have set them on the right platform. Everybody involved in sport loves a challenge. Keighley have that here tonight.
Of course, they haven't played since July the 19th. They won a tight game at Oldham. They might be the fresher of these two sides. As Potter takes the ball over the halfway line. Feather, Presley. Now it's Schickel spinning into the tackle there of Hurst. Last one coming up for Keighley Cougars. Central position, and Jones has it. Not much time for the kick, and it's a huge kick as well. Very well taken, though. That's a good start in the fullback position from Lee Lingard.
Well, the other aspect here for Keighley, they're managing almost a challenge for kicks. They're not just putting the ball to the opponents without them having to show any skill or bravery, but they're saying if we put the ball up, there'll be a white jersey close to it when it comes down. Unfortunately, Lee Maples couldn't get there quickly enough.
Adam Robinson then with possession for Dewsbury Rams, who's coach there, Warren Jowett watching on. Got a try when Dewsbury beat Keighley back in 2006 as a player, Warren Jowett. 4 gone, meanwhile, for his side. Trying to get over that halfway line, but it's good defence on show from Cartledge.
Well, you've always got a chance in every game. If you can drive your opposition back into tackle, as Cartledge did then, he's showing some signs here now. They put some pressure on the kick.
That kick comes in from Walker. Down the throat of Rayner, though, and Rayner with a solid start as well. Both fullbacks doing exactly what's required of them in these early stages. Duffy now for Keighley.
And what Keighley have done, just watching them on defence, they've compressed in, they've realised that the last time these two sides met, they were dominated around that middle. You see Keighley on the ball here, they're looking to keep things tight, just as Dewsbury did to them in the last match.
Keighley actually took the lead in that game. And they're trying to score now, but it's Hughes who has it. The referee has wiped the tackle count clean here, so Keighley with a great opportunity now. This is Rayner. First examination of the Dewsbury defence. Comes in from Hurst there. Looks to the left-hand side, Keighley, and back on the inside is Schickel. Such a dangerous player in possession, Andy Schickel. They go to that left-hand side again, and Jones is there. It's shuffled dead eventually. It was Bryn Powell who was there, but for a moment it looked like the Cougars were going to seize on the mistake.
Well, Keighley know if they want to win here tonight, they're going to have to score some points, and that is a difficult prospect against the Dewsbury side, whose defence has been outstanding in 2009. Good kick into the in-goal area. It's well dealt with by Dewsbury, but in theory, it will give Keighley 6 more tackles to attack.
Barry Eaton, the Keighley coach, but excelled in the colours of Dewsbury, of course. 394 points back in 2000. This is Schickel from the dropout for Keighley Cougars. Taken down by Walker. Central position, and Law has it now. A solid tackle as well. Coming in from Walker again. Favour the left-hand side initially. Now come back to this near side. James Feather. Dumped on his back. Jones continues. This is Cartledge, and Cartledge almost through. Important tackle from Emmett. Here's opposite number Feather trying to spin the ball to that left-hand side again. 3 in the tackle there for Dewsbury, Finn among them. That stops Williams. Presley, crossfield kick. It was Maples who was jumping.
20 restart, knock on.
Well, they've awarded a 20-metre restart, a knock-on against Keighley. But again, they're taking the game to the opponents. They have to do that. Any side with an unbeaten record will begin with confidence, and Keighley have to match that confidence and ask them as many questions as they possibly can. Passing plays, kicking plays, supporting and offloading the ball whenever possible.
Dewsbury easily the best attack and defence in the Championship 1, conceded half the points shipped in by Keighley. Emmett. This now is Robinson.
Well, you see 4 men in the tackle and 4 players involved there. It's just slow down and control that ruck speed somewhat.
Finn working to the right-hand side. Good defence on show there from Jones. And now Finn with the kick. He tries the crossfield option. Maples had it for a moment and then spilled it. In fact, it was Potter.
Here we are, lads.
Maples jumps first.
Hold your mark here.
Ends up in the hands of Potter. But Dewsbury get possession because there's a knock-on here from Potter.
And all because Kearney Party, the left centre for Dewsbury, was prepared to get up hard, work for possession. It's forced an error and given them a great attacking set.
They go to the short side here, Dewsbury Rams. Trying to catch Keighley unawares there. A Party comes back for Spicer this time. Spicer just 5 metres away. Emmett on his haunches, scheming, has the ball now. Comes to Walker. That was Hayes, the captain. That's the right-hand side. Good work from Pursglove in defence from Keighley. Walker decides to go himself. Walker trying to get through the tackle of Law. It was Hughes downstairs as well. Last one. Last chance for Dewsbury to go over this time, but it's great defence. There's 4 in there for Keighley, and they repel that Dewsbury threat.
We've got the makings of a great game of rugby league here tonight. The first 7.5 minutes have told us that these two sides are committed. They're going to throw some chances, take some opportunities when they come around. But the other thing we've seen is a real commitment from both teams in defence.
Absolutely, you need to be strong when you're on your own goal line, and a little bit too keen, Dewsbury, to try and pin them down. The art of rugby league is to put pressure on your opponent as close to their try line as you can. And Dewsbury just a little bit too keen there. I'm really impressed with Keighley's attitude towards goal line. They're getting numbers in and they're slowing this game down as much as they can.
Lots been talked about Dewsbury's unbeaten record, but this home record for Keighley, source of great pride, and a knock-on forced by Dewsbury, and Cartledge the man who spilled the ball here. Great work from his opposite number, Robinson.
Well, the referee said it's his responsibility to hold on to the ball. The Demon is a loose carry if you lose it like that whilst the tackle's completed and you're about to get up to your feet.
Dewsbury back in possession then, and Maples, Lingard I should say, has it. It's Hughes who effects the tackle. Emmett keeps going to that far side. Now it's Finn. Into the hands of Walker, misses out one and finds a Party who stumbles, allowing Potter and Presley to make the tackle. One of the features of this Dewsbury side, the speed in attack and defence. Keighley will have to make every tackle stick. This time it's Law. Now Spicer into the tackle of Cartledge. Potter there as well. Last one coming up for Dewsbury Rams. Not made a great deal of progress forward, but the kick this time from Finn, not the greatest option, and Keighley have a chance to attack quickly. Duffy's done really well there to offload, and Rayner continues this attack.
What a brilliant piece of footwork first, and then the offload as well from Duffy to Rayner. We've got two sides who want to entertain as much as possible. Of course they want to win the game. It's a competitive edge to the match, but there's some entertainment on show. Look at that, skips away to dance away from players and sit them on the floor. Outstanding play. There's an offload this time from Law. Reminds me very much of a young Neil Cowie from these parts. Keighley go on with it, although they've lost it now. Lee Maples lost the ball in collision.
It was Lee Lingard who was there to profit from that error from Maples as Keighley tried to go forward there.
Keighley can't afford to give Dewsbury too much possession. That's just a loose carry. Loses control, does Lee Maples there, and what's more, they surrender and give up a penalty, giving Dewsbury more chance to run at them.
First,
here we see there's nobody onside there from Keighley.
It was Andrew Bostock there who illustrated the point I was making earlier, where Dewsbury so quick when they have the ball And that caught the Keighley Cougars offside and led to this position now. Here is Bretherton. Schickel puts him on the floor. Look how close Dewsbury are. This is ominous for the Rams. Lingard has it now.
Well, they're like human spears thrown into the holes in between the defenders. They've got them close.
This is Robinson. Robinson trying to use his strength again. There's 4 clustered around the ball carrier. Camped under those posts now, Dewsbury Rams. Options for Finn. That was Hayes now. Again, they muscle up on that far side, Keighley. This is the last one, though. Coming up for Dewsbury. Can they hold out for one more to grub a kick this time? And Hurst is chasing it. Great position there from Rayner. Another danger moment seen off by the Keighley rearguard.
Well, there's very little between these two sides in the first 10 minutes. It's about which team can play at this tempo, at this pace and intensity for the next 10 and 15 minutes. Now then, the challenge is for Keighley to match the table-topping Dewsbury side. Can they bring it out? Now, they've failed in the last 2 sets of possession to complete 6 tackles or even kick the ball down. I think there's certainly an element here of getting outside of their own half. Scott Law takes it up 30 metres from his own line. Last tackle.
Hayes and Bostock with that tackle, and Jones with the kick. Good bounce from a Keighley point of view, but that's going to run dead. And so Dewsbury will attack, or will start this attack on the 20-metre line.
Keighley will be very happy with that. They've managed to get to the kick, and the only danger I see in Keighley's tactics here is that they are getting 3 players in, which means there's a gap somewhere along the pitch. You're probably going to see that out wide.
And the pace that this Dewsbury side has as well, the energy levels will fall as the game goes on. Emmett. This is Powell. Into the tackle of Cartledge.
Powell, 3, keep coming. 3, go.
Emmett finds Walker. Got through the first tackle. It was Jones who clung to the legs and made sure second time around. This is Finn.
Come on, Carl.
Now Hurst. Last one coming up for Dewsbury.
Go.
Emmett.
Discipline.
Liam Finn. Raking kick again. Tested Maples again. It's been allowed to bounce. Hurst has it. Play on. 6 more tackles coming up for Dewsbury. The sternest test you feel of this Keighley defence so far. Emmett.
You're offside, Carl.
That was Finn. This is Hayes. Now it's Bretherton.
One, no.
Presley with a good tackle. That's the first one, though. This is Bostock, and Bostock has strength.
2.
Presley again with some good defence.
2, go.
Finn over the top, looping past Walker. Had Hurst with him. Found a party instead, and a party thought about the offload, but good work from Jones. Finn again. Great offload. This time for Robinson, who's attacking from deep. Had support as well, but only found Presley.
That's a knock-on.
Knock on there.
Well, great defence there from Keighley. We shouldn't underestimate how difficult the sun is for Lee Maples on the wing. He dropped the ball that gave Dewsbury possession here, but his teammates worked hard enough here to save his embarrassment. And as you see, first they hit Presler, but then a knock-on, and Keighley will survive up until probably the 15-minute mark anyway, at least.
Keighley will be glad of this possession. Speaking to Barry Eaton this week, was at pains to say that despite the large scoreline when these two last played, 6 of the 8 tries they conceded were on that last tackle, so he feels with a better defensive effort, Keighley can hold their own against this all-conquering Dewsbury side.
3.
Feather has it for the Cougars. This is Presley through a hole. Presley is away, support on his inside. Taken by Hughes and then dropped by Hughes. It was a great situation for Keighley Cougars, and they've blown the opportunity to score first here at Cougar Park.
This pass goes to the wrong player. Just look at George Rayner at the bottom of your screen. Number 1, he's tracking up the middle like every good fullback. And this pass, if it goes to the fullback, I think George Rayner's over. Unfortunately, the
Didn't
body
even
wasn't
get to Carl Hughes, did it?
No, because sometimes rugby players faced with the the decisions to make. Sometimes that confuses, unfortunately, there for Keighley.
Almost too many options there for Keighley Cougars, and Dewsbury now trying to make the most of that let-off as Bretherton has it. 3 tackles gone already. Emmett jumps in. Now it's Robinson. The referee, Ronnie Lawton, warning the Keighley players they were offside, and now a relieving penalty allows Dewsbury to turn the screw.
And if you look at the body language here of the Dewsbury players as we see the penalty for offside, they're begging one another to increase the tempo. Let's play this game as fast as we can, because we don't think our opponents can cope at this speed.
Wait for his fault.
Certainly a key ploy against Oldham on Sunday.
Wait.
Barry Eaton was watching that game along with some of the Keighley players after their match was postponed. He'll know all about that tactic.
His hand one, now move, John, hands out. Go.
Now it's Hurst for Dewsbury. So close to that Keighley line again.
Move. 2. Go.
Emmett. The short side. Powell is there. Just flings the ball back. It's now with Hayes. Hayes is put down. They've gained some ground there. Keighley Cougars. How long can they hold out? 3 gone.
4. On your line, ball feet. 4, Danny. 4, go.
Emmett. Finn. It's Walker. And Walker just delays the pass to allow Lingard to come in, but the ball has gone forward.
Oh, that's an obstruction, Ben. A Dewsbury player takes out a Keighley defender. Just going through on that misplay, I think it's Rob Spicer. And you see the Keighley player just hit the deck in the background. Yeah, it's Rob Spicer. Bit of a shoulder charge, creating that overlap. Opportunity missed for Dewsbury. Keighley get the ball back.
Opportunities at both ends then in this first 17 minutes or so. Neither defence yet to crack. Here is Schickel. Offloads for Feather. Already on the halfway line. Just 2 tackles gone for Keighley. Now Law. Emmett and Robinson who make the tackle. Presley through a hole again. Similar situation. Presley goes himself this time. And John Presley will get the first try for Keighley Cougars. Well, they scored first at the Tetley Stadium. And they've scored first on home turf in a match they have to win to keep Dewsbury from claiming that title in this 80 minutes. He had an opportunity a moment ago, Presley. Decided to go for support on that occasion. This time he goes himself. And John Presley gives Keighley the first try of the match.
Well, they might not have the firepower of their opponents, but they've got a half-back who's prepared to run at the line. This is a penalty. There was an opportunity for Dewsbury at one end of the field, but obstruction was called by the referee, and they soon found themselves back close to their own line with a half-back at pace, running at defenders, running at it so well. On the last occasion he elected to pass. This time he thought he'd go himself, and Barry Eaton, the coach, is happy that a quarter into this match they will be in front.
His 22nd try of the season, John Presley. It's incredible tally for him. And Danny Jones looking to add his 83rd success with the boot. Not the most difficult of angles, a formality really. And so Keighley Cougars take the lead just as they did in the corresponding fixture.
The 2 opportunities that Presley's had have all come about by speed. He's got the ball in 2 hands. Defenders don't know what he's going to do, and he matches that with his pace. On this occasion, the ball goes to the wrong player, but what does he do this time? Bang, just an explosion of speed. I'm going to score it myself. Great work from Keighley.
More good news for Keighley Cougars, or for Dewsbury Rams I should say, because the restart's gone out on the full.
Well, they let it bounce, didn't it? Number 5, you see, Gavin Duffy, let the ball bounce. He thought it was over the dead ball line. It meant then now, having scored a try, and instead of being in possession, they've kicked the ball to the opponents, and big Keegan Hurst charges it back to the halfway line. Knowing where the sideline and the dead ball line are, a very important aspect for any player at a kick-off restart.
For any kids watching at home, if you stand on the back line, you can always run forward. It's very difficult to run back and judge where you think the line is.
Dewsbury Rams with a great chance then to respond to that Keighley 4-pointer. It's Bretherton, Emmett, Finn.
Keep coming, Danny. You're on.
Finn again, the real heartbeat of this Dewsbury side. Maples does really well again, but he spilled the ball. Maples has lost possession there.
Let's just have a look at
Ronnie
that.
Lawton is going to hand this on for Robert Hicks to have a look at.
Let's see whether we've got a grounding then from Dewsbury.
Well, I just wonder whether Dewsbury are that physical and aggressive when tackling. One or two of the Keighley players are struggling to cope. Again, it's a high kick from Finch. Everybody seems to be onside. They're behind the kicker. That's the first thing that the video referee has to look at. Then we see him catch the ball, Lee Maples, in the field of play, carried back over the try line, wrestled around in the tackle by Chris Spur, loses the ball by Kane Party, and then it does appear as though Rob Spicer, number 20, legitimately and legally grounds this ball for a try.
Let's have a look how this ball gets dislodged. Kane Party. Does he intentionally knock that one out, Phil?
Well, I don't think he does. I think it's just a tackle. We're watching it in slow motion. He's just trying to tackle his opponent here. You've got to realise what it's like playing rugby. You're trying to tackle him, push him back in goal. You're not trying to knock the ball out. You're hoping for a goal line dropout, aren't you? And
his head is at the side, let's be fair. His head is at the side, which means he's probably looking at the ball. Okay, let's see who grounds it. Does Maples ground it there? Here we go. Just watch his left hand. Is that sufficient pressure to judge it a grounding?
Probably just, Barry. I think he does ground it. I think he grounds that ball sufficiently with his left hand for this to be a goal line dropout.
Thanks, Rob. Cheers, mate. No try.
Try denied by the video referee, Robert Hicks.
It is just the sheer physical presence of the Dewsbury defenders there that jolts that ball loose.
Behind your kicker. Stay on side.
And there's the grounding of the ball forcing the dropout.
So we've had back-to-back goal line dropouts here now. Having scored a try, look at the pressure they've put themselves under by being unable to deal with a restart.
Discipline when we get there. Tackles down.
The dropout eventually picked up by Lingard.
He's held one.
Gets the Rams over halfway.
One. Go.
Finn inside this time, and Wildey is on.
Two. Hold it, lads. Wait here. Two. Go.
Emmett this time for Hayes, the skipper, as Lord comes in over the top.
Go.
There's Feather in there as well. Now Bostock loses the ball. It's gone backwards. Movement allowed to continue by Ronnie Lawton. And Spicer finds a Party, and a Party shrugs off one. He's got pace, Kane Party, and a Party is in. They will not be denied this time, Dewsbury, or will they?
Just check back there. Where they knock on that play on the ball. That tackle back there for me, please.
Just want to look at how this ball dislodges in that
Just check back there for me,
tackle. Keeper player, I think, just knocks the ball out. I think this is a try, mate. Here it is. Bostock, who's in the tackle.
You very often see that given as a knock-on, don't you? Even though it went directly down to the ground. No, it doesn't clearly go forward.
Yeah.
He's lost possession. Is that a knock-on? I think that's a 50-50 call, and I couldn't be critical of the video referee either way he goes there.
I think it's a try without... The question is, should it have been play on? That's what you're saying, isn't it, Phil?
It is, and I think it's a very difficult decision for the video referee to give. He's going to, I think, give it in the benefit of the attacking side. And Kane Party's just scored the first try for Dewsbury.
Kane Party, a double against Keighley last month, and he's on the mark against the Cougars in this vital game for Dewsbury Rams. It's his 17th try of the season, given on the nod of the video referee, Robert Hicks. And so, having conceded that early try to Keighley, Dewsbury with a couple of opportunities, and then they get over for a 4-pointer. Pat Walker, incredible 119 successful kicks so far. That's another one to add to the collection. And he's leveled the scores here at Cougar Park. It's Keighley 6, Dewsbury 6 now.
Well, it was Pat Walker's kick from the restart that managed to bounce just a metre inside the dead ball line. It gave them possession. They had another 6 tackles and another drop goal as a result of this effort in defence. And then when they found the space, first they went to the short side. They set up to come wide to the left-hand side. And Kane Party, he's clearly bigger than so many of the other players on the field. If they put the ball in his hands, he's going to be hard to handle. Players backing off in reverse, can't stop a Party.
Dewsbury back in possession from the restart.
You won't. 2, ball free, hold here. 2, go.
Emmett to his left-hand side for Rob Spicer.
The way that Dewsbury keep things tight, whether they're in yardage or whether they're in good ball, they keep things tight. They try and drag in the defenders. Just look at defenders. They're like bees round a honeypot, which means there will be some spaces. There's late retreaters, people going back in the line, and defenders can't account for people with the ball when they're getting back late.
Walker and Finn spread the ball again to that far side. That was Powell. And then Finn's kick is fielded well by Maples. Comes back. Here's the sound of the charging defenders. And it's Bostock who gets to him first alongside Emmett.
I think they put Lee Maples on time and a half, haven't they? He's going to have plenty of work today. Every kick now is going to continue to go into the right corner from a Keighley defensive point of view. Nice carry there by Brendan Rollins, just punching through a hole, and oh no, what a pity. Finds a quick play of the ball for the Cougars, but Jermaine Ray, first on the field, first touch really from a sub, sets off too quickly, he doesn't have the ball in his hands.
And that's Jermaine Ray's trademark. He gets out after a quick play of the ball, takes on the defence and makes people tackle him. He's a big lad for a hooker, might be short in stature but very powerful.
Former West Yorkshire county footballer as well, Jermaine Ray. Handling it was that let him down on that occasion. And so Dewsbury with a great chance here. Spicer has it. Cartledge with the tackle upstairs alongside Schickle.
2, go.
Emmett. Now Finn. Finn turns it back this time for Keegan Hurst.
Again 4 defenders and again coming back to the middle.
3, go.
Finn. Walker, that axe is so important for Dewsbury. A Party manages to get the ball away, and Walker has it a second time in this move. Benjafield who effects the tackle alongside Cartledge. 4 gone. Finn on the bounce, it's not the best pass. Has that gone backwards from, I think it was Bostock. It's a knock on eventually.
Well, the idea from Dewsbury is to try and spread the Keighley defenders as much as possible. Long pass that didn't quite make the man. Eventually we see a knock on there.
Stay back, Pat, stay back.
But I'm sure that the Dewsbury will continue to try and push the ball wide to the left and right, stretching as the game goes on. The Keighley defenders asking them, can you get over and stop our runners when we hit you wide?
Go.
Adam Hayes' error it was, and so Benjafield now for Keighley Cougars.
Here, lads, hold here. 2, go.
Jermaine Ray in again, holds on this time. There's 3 Dewsbury defenders in there though, led by Spicer. Ray, Jones, Rawlins.
4, move. 4, go.
Jones for Presley. Space on that far side, the Keighley left. Closed down by Finn. Bretherton in there as well.
Go, don't go early.
Ray. Good ball, Presley. Little chip over this time, trying to vary the attack. Keighley Cougars. But vigilant defence on show there from Dewsbury, and Spicer tidies up.
An excellent effort there from Rob Spicer. So many players think, well, I'll rely on the fullback. It's his job to get it. Not Rob Spicer. Worked hard, saw the kick go over the top, and put himself into a position to gain possession for the Rams.
3, go.
Dewsbury relegated last year with just 2 wins from 18 as Powell takes a big hit. They're set to go up again automatically. That's the prize on offer as Hayes dumps the ball back. It's good work, and Emmett is following up.
5.
Eventually Nicholson gets to him. Last one.
in, go.
For Dewsbury now, they're still in their own half as Walker
Clear.
puts a high kick in. Again it's towards Maples, and again Maples collects on the full. Thought about the pass for a moment, he's going to take the tackle.
Held one. No movement! Hold it, lads.
Solid
Wait.
contribution again there from Lee Maples.
Mercifully for Maples, the sun appears to have gone down, and I think he just wanted to take that tackle and play that ball. Great work from Jermaine Ray. That's what he's been brought on to do.
And now!
And Presley on the back of that gets Keighley in a good position here. Ray has it again. Cartledge now.
Three, move!
Put down by Iparti. Ray spinning.
Four, on this
Can't
line.
evade the
Four,
clutches
hold
though
it.
of Bostock.
Hold it, lads.
Keegan Hurst in there
Go.
as well. That was Nicholson. And Jones, his pass goes astray. It was Benjafield who lost it. And Dewsbury have possession again.
Don't go early.
Well, the end of a very promising period in possession for the Keighley side. Ryan Benjafield lost it in collision, but
One,
started to find a bit of speed around the match as well, around the ruck area, taking it forward, just troubling the Dewsbury side for a moment or two. They need to match that intensity now with the defence.
Two, go.
This is Finn trying to skirt away from one. Now it's Wildy.
Move.
Benjafield in there for Keighley.
Three, go.
So the substitutes in collision there. Now Walker. Had the ball carrying arm free. Good pressure
Four, go.
forced by Potter. Cartledge as well. Finn gets the ball away to Hurst. It's gone back, but Walker retains possession.
Tackles down.
Sensibly elects to take the tackle. It's the last one coming up
Can the
for Dewsbury.
Cougars get any pressure on the kicker here? This is when fatigue sets in. Look, nobody's made the effort, and look how dangerous the kick is.
It's a great kick from Liam Finn and batted back for Bostock. They've got to overlap on that right-hand side, and Powell is in. Great kick from Liam Finn that started it, and it ends with Powell going in the corner, but the referee again is going to hand this on.
He wants to check whether Dewsbury were onside when this kick took place. Well then.
Well, the man to the right or above him on the screen who actually gets to possession, I think is onside. Is that the fullback, Lee Lingard? I think it was. Now then, when the other players within a 10-metre radius of Lee Lingard, when he patted the ball out, I think this will be a try, but we'll have to look at it again. So the players in front of the man kicking the ball, they in theory can get within 10 metres of this ball when it's now touched by a Dewsbury teammate. Now, is that Adam Hayes?
Adam Hayes gets
is closer.
involved.
Now, in theory, that's no try.
Yeah.
It will be ruled out. It's a hard ruling, and that's what the rules state.
Yeah, you see the two players, the two Dewsbury players, just one on your screen. One just come in there. They're both offside. Adam Hayes, you're right, Phil. He plays a part. That's the guy for me that's offside. Oh, that's Bostock, sorry. This is Hayes. Well then, I think he's happy with it. Robert Hicks.
Again, Mirror. To try.
Bryn Powell awarded the try. It's his 13th of the season, and a crucial one as far as Dewsbury concerned. They take the lead for the first time.
Well, we'll have to find out why, because Barry and I thought this was a no try with the player in front of him. But I'll tell you what, the time given to the kicker was a critical element here. Too long from Keighley's perspective, and from that point on, they were never going to prevent the try out wide on the right. Bryn Powell scores. Can they convert it?
A difficult angle for Pat Walker, but he's done brilliantly to convert that try. And so Dewsbury, who trailed by 6 points to nil, now lead by 12 points to 6, and they're in the driving seat.
It's a lovely little option. He's obviously told his teammates there's no kick pressure on him. Phil's right. What interests me more now is Keighley's reaction to this. They've had a bit of adversity. They've had what they might consider a bad call go against them. We'll have another look at it. I'm with you, Phil. I think this is no try, but it's on the scoreboard. As they say in the game, it's in the paper.
Tackles down.
Bryn Powell, 4 tries in a National League 2 win over Keighley 3 years ago. That one so important this evening.
Just goes to show, Barry, that Keighley may be aware of the fact that so many of the tries scored by Dewsbury are on the last tackle, but they've been unable to prevent that one because they couldn't. None of the players put that extra effort in to put the kicker under pressure. Your lungs are bursting, your legs feel heavy, but it's the last play and you can't relax.
5 tries in the last 5 games for Bryn Powell as well. They're looking for more here, and this time it's Gavin Duffy who's tested. They've been putting Maples under pressure all night, and this time Duffy with the responsibilities. He's done well though for Keighley. They have possession.
Get squared, Adam!
Solid hit from Wildey though.
Held 3. Go!
Ray out of dummy half again. He's got through the first tackle. Put down by Finn. Liam Crawley in there as well for Dewsbury.
Knock on, lads, he's played it.
Oh, I think Keighley are hard done by, mate. I think this, in the time that Dewsbury lay on Jermaine Ray.
Hey, knock on.
Well,
here we are, lads.
Let's have another look. Is there a knock on?
Didn't interfere with play. Your lad were offside.
Look at Barry Eaton here. He thinks the same as me.
We do it sometimes.
He shouldn't do that though to the sideline official. He needs to sort that a bit of aspect out, even if he is disappointed with the decision. Can't abuse the official. It's not the message to send to your own players or supporters.
If you read his lips, I think he said, I rather strongly disagree with that decision.
2, go.
He looked like he were in perfect composure to me, Barry Eaton.
As the former Dewsbury player watches on, the current vintage trying to attack this Keighley line again.
3, go.
Bostock plays it.
4, go.
That was Bretherton. This is Liam Finn, and Finn heads for the posts again.
Hold here, lad. Hold here.
Cartledge with an important tackle. How long can they repel Dewsbury? Last one coming up, and Walker with another interesting kick, and Rayner is held behind the ball line. It's a goal line drop out. The third one forced by Dewsbury Rams.
And they've learned how to win games. You've struggled away, you battle away for so long. They scored a try, and what did they do? They spoke to one another. Listen, let's play even faster now. Let's push the accelerator and see if our opponents can go with us. And Warren Jowett knows that there's a very little difference between the top and the rest of the competition, but the mentality of the Dewsbury Rams is to press harder when you're tiring.
The mental approach as well.
Keep coming, go.
Jowett, a picture of calm, as we saw Eaton losing his cool a few moments ago.
Offside.
And now Keighley defence all offside, and Dewsbury with another chance now to turn the screw.
Certainly get some tackling practice in here, Keighley.
A couple of minutes.
Are they up to the task?
What are you doing? Let me know. Let me get back then.
They just cannot keep piling this pressure, squeezing the life out of themselves
Come on, Jermaine, hey.
by
Keep
giving the
coming,
ball back
keep
to
coming.
Dewsbury time after time.
About to enter the last 5 minutes of this first half.
1 on your line,
And Dewsbury
ball fade.
looking
Ball
for a
fade.
try which
1, go.
would really
Come on,
pile the
lads.
pressure onto Keighley Cougars in the second
2,
40.
ball fade. On your line.
Adam Hayes with the
Go
first
on.
hit up, taken by Benjerfield. Looping pass. Managed to offload as well, Liam Finn. Walker. The pass ricochets from Spicer, and Keighley almost had it back. 0 for Dewsbury, and then the Keighley player flopped, and so more pressure on this Cougars defence.
What are you doing? 2.
Was Maples. This time they're going to take the 2 points on offer.
Well, I think they could have tapped this ball and more or less were guaranteed a 6-pointer. Here's the penalty. Maple goes for the interception. He realised he's in 2 minds.
The thing to remember, Barry, they don't know how long's left in this half. When they asked the referee a minute ago, he said a couple of minutes. So in their minds now, they're running into the last few seconds, and that's a difficult conundrum for them, isn't it? Unaware of how long's left. Well, an opportunity for 2 more points, probably better if the hooter is impending.
Fair enough.
Patrick Walker then to add those 2 points. So Dewsbury moved to a 14-6 lead now.
Danny, just getting a bit slow around, okay? The players just need to peel off a little bit quicker.
There's the fans who are hoping to see their team crowned champions this evening. The cameras along to record it.
You need to keep
Warren Jowett, well, you wouldn't believe that he is on the verge of the championship title, or the Championship 1 title.
Onside, lads.
To look at the face.
Stay onside. Let's have a clean
Approaching
set.
this as just another game.
No
It's about getting the
penalties.
job done, he said this week. And they're certainly doing that at the moment. An 8-point lead for the Rams.
Get him down. He's held one. Way on the line, lads, and
Great
hold.
kick-off. It was a shot,
Hold.
wasn't it, to get it
Go.
over the back line. Football skills trapped it.
That's 2.
It was Crawley.
Don't go early. Don't go early. 3. Okay, lads, here we are. Hold here. 3. Go.
Wildy plays the ball. Emmett has it. Now it's
4. On your
Spicer.
line. 4. Go. It's good.
Emmett with a short pass this time, but again the Keighley
Discipline.
defenders Marshall well and Nicholson on that occasion. Last one, so Finn puts the kick in.
Come back. Come back.
Keighley had it initially.
Come back.
Presley
Play on.
boots the ball into the arms there, the grateful arms
1.
of Danny
That's 1.
Jones.
Wow.
There was kick pressure from Keighley on that occasion,
Slow. Spun
and they
round
win.
it.
They win that penalty. Emmett trying to slow Keighley down. The charge down gave them the ball back. Learning the lessons from the Liam Finn chip and chase. Just get hold of the ball, keep hold of it, and they want to play it. They want to up that tempo and go in at half-time with something registered.
Keighley
Better set that
have
one
decided
on the 10s.
themselves
You've got to keep coming by that
to
10.
go for 2 points here. Phil's point about the time remaining, possibly weighing on the mind of Barry Eaton there.
Barry Eaton actually signalled for the 2 points, and if you look at where the kick's been taken from, it's actually at the halfway, but it's a very short pitch. Probably say it's more like 45 metres.
Danny Jones then with the penalty attempt, and it's a great kick as well. The distance just about was covered, the accuracy there as well. And so Keighley do get the 2 points. They've cut the lead to 6.
You can't sprint it front and get on.
Danny Jones
Win right back.
with his 84th goal of the
Offside,
season.
lads. Discipline set. No penalties in this set.
Inside the last 60 seconds of this first half, just a converted try in it. We expected a close game between the sides, first and second in the Cooperative Championship 1 table.
Are Keighley thinking about scoring, or are they waiting for the half-time hooter? Here's the answer. Chip over from Presley.
It was great work from Jones, in fact, and Jones dumps the ball over the top to Presley. Was he tackled without the ball?
Well, Liam Finn it was who made the tackle. Potentially a try-saving one too, wasn't it? With just, 10 seconds to half-time. Great chip over the top. I love the inventive play there from the half-back pairing. But Dewsbury's covered defence enough to deny them. I think that should take us to half-time.
There is the half-time hooter, and Barry Eaton will be pleased with his size display. Warren Jowett, of course, will be the happier of the two coaches, but it's all in the melting pot in the second half. At the break, Dewsbury lead by 14 points to 8.